I'm here with Whoop after admittedly a rough series, but still your debut in Overwatch League. What kind of emotions are going through you right now?
It's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of just very exciting but very sad at the same time because obviously you want to debut with a win, but that wasn't the case. But I still feel like I did okay, so that's not bad.
Right. How did you think about the match? What do you think went wrong for you guys today?
Um, Honestly, we just didn't play with confidence. You see, probably near like second or on the second map, it starts to act a little bit different. The first map, we just really weren't confident after we got after the first pick. You could just tell our energy was a little off. Um, so that was pretty bad. But then we kind of got it back in Dorado. I don't know if you saw, but there's a lot of just fights where we just kind of were just going way, you know, going in first, looking like we're more confident what we're doing. But then I think the Dorado loss was because of how close the map was, and we're just and just how close the map was, just really, yes, put the nail in the coffin. Especially Icon World when they cat like 4 minutes with us, it was pretty much done from there.
For sure. How satisfied were you with your personal performance today?
I definitely could have played better. I mean, I know what I can play like, and I know who I was playing versus, and I know I can play better than those. Like I know I can play better than how I played. I still feel like I played like okay, but I want to play like good.
Right.
And me playing good is like if I play good, then that means we should be winning. Like we should win the game.
Right, right.
Yeah. If yeah.
At the same time, you've been a pretty late signing. How long have you been scrimming with the team?
I've been scrimming for about a week,
Right.
maybe a little bit more than that.
And were you in for all those scrims in terms of like, especially the compositions that you were looking to play?
Yeah, I was in for a good bit.
Right. Um, what do you think about Genji in the current meta in general? Considering a lot of teams seem to have resettled a little bit into Tracer, or there's some of the odd teams. I mean, your European counterparts are now running Rush. Have you
Mm.
tried and played around with those heroes at all?
We tried playing some other comps, but everyone kind of is playing different comps at the same time. I think Genji in the current meta he's all right, he's good, but um, the reason why you don't see him as much anymore is because Tracer is just a better Genji. But then there's more, but Sparkle, he likes to play Genji more than Tracer. So even though Tracer might be the better pick, he's still going to play Genji because he feels like he can get more value out of that character. So that's why you've been seeing, like, I don't know if you watched the day yesterday or the day before, but versus Glads where Sparkle was playing Genji, even though he probably could have been playing Tracer, or just I think he's all right. I don't think he'll fall out of the meta for a while, but I don't think he's like top tier. I definitely do think Tracer's better.
Right. There seems to be a similar situation in the main tank pool where it feels like some teams are just hard locked into Doom just because of their personnel. Other teams are more flexible. We saw more Zarya this week. What do you think the eventual meta will shake out to be?
Uh, I mean, it's probably that monkey comp where people run Monkey Ana, Lucio, Tracer Soldier. I think that's like the best comp in the game. Everything else, you see the other teams that are playing other comps, it's just because they're playing it because either it's more comfortable for them or they don't have a monkey player that they feel like they could, like because Monkey's really strong right now. He has like I don't think he has any downsides. That's just me. Like he has an 800 HP bubble. The game doesn't have any stuns anymore. And then Monkey's like one weakness in a W1, which was like stuns, and then as well as him not being able to finish off kills from far away. So if you're able to kite him, then he can't damage you now, or he can't damage you in OW1. But in OW2, he has the long range zap gun, which can he can finish off kills. So I don't really see Monkey ever falling out of the meta or ever like falling out of the meta unless like Zenyatta gets like hard buffed or like something that just burns Monkey or Monkey gets nerfed.
It was interesting. We talked to Hanbin and he said like APAC is playing a ton of Zarya. Would that surprise you if Zarya was actually like the golden pick to be choosing in this meta?
I think they're both really good. but I still think Monkey's better. But I think people just play Zarya because I think it's eventually Zarya's going to be better because I think they just know that Zarya's going to be better, or I think it's because what they're playing, what they're comfortable with. If I had to assume, but I think either or works for those comps.
Sure. Now, another kind of strange thing, especially like in the history of Overwatch in the grand scheme of things, because we always decided map fives with control. Now we are in a situation where we're currently in a double push week. So, what what do you think about that change?
I don't like it. I don't like push. I think push would be. I think push either needs to change something or it needs to be 66 again for push to feel really good. But I don't know. Push just kind of feels awkward, or at least the maps, because there's just so much space and the game just feels kind of awkward. I don't know. I'd just rather have control because control just feels more. I don't know, right?
Mm.
But that might just because I just like OW1 more. Uh, but I think if they made a change to push, like if the robot moves without you being on the car, or just I don't know something that made it a little bit more, because it's like you have one person on car and they're trying to push, or you have one of the push robot, and then you're trying to take space with four people compared to the previous five. It's a lot harder. So um, I don't know. I don't know what they. I don't know if I like the push game mode, the two push game mode as much. I don't mind one like playing push like one set, but I don't think I like playing two.
Right. Especially the fact that it alternates is a little weird, isn't it?
Hmm. I think it's a cool game mode. I definitely do like the idea, but I think it needs to be fleshed out.
For sure. Do you think there's a problem with, let's say you lose the first 3 fights, it feels like the map is over at this point, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels very hard because of how I guess snowbally it feels sometimes. Like even though like we were trying to stop them on first point after like they got to like 100 meters, it felt really hard because it's like because they have so much time once like they get the cart to or they get the push bot to a certain point where it just feels very very hard to win.
For sure. Now, you are in an interesting position in terms of like the mid-season signings because the other ones, like let's say Mirror, like they have been on Overwatch League teams. They had access to the alpha. You presumably didn't.
Yeah,
So how did you
I didn't.
stay sharp?
I am. I if I had to guess, I'm the furthest behind player that's in Overwatch 2 because I didn't have access to the alpha, and I'm the first rookie that was signed. So everyone else has played Overwatch 2. Everyone else that's in the league right now has played Overwatch 2 more than me. So it's been pretty hard, I would say, because there's just a lot you have to learn. Just a crap load of things you just have to learn. Just so much stuff you have to learn, and it's all kind of coming at you pretty fast. If I had to say, like just learning how to take certain fights because you just don't have a tank anymore. No tank anymore. Just tempo, different things. Playing around the passives. Also the role passive on DPS. If you can't even play Overwatch 1 ranked as much because if you play Overwatch 1 ranked and you're trying to shoot DPS, they have different movement speeds. So it's like I had to get used to that, just shooting people at different movement speeds, because that's just the nature of Overwatch, and they just changed that. So it was really, really hard, but near like I want to say like around now, it's like when I really started to like get used to it, and I guess I got used to it right on time.
You had a while where you were semi-retired, right? Where you weren't
Hmm.
playing Overwatch anymore, looking at doing other things. What brought you back to Overwatch?
Uh, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like I feel like I knew I could do it eventually. It's just it's just unlucky stuff has happened in the past. But it's like one of those things where it's just like when you commit so much time to something with like a goal in mind. My goal in mind was always like once I say I joined second win or like halfway through second win whenever that season finished in 2018, I was like, okay, I'm gonna at least join Overwatch League like for one season. Okay, that's my first goal. Like that's my main goal. I'm gonna get to there. Then I'll have another goal. And then that was my goal. So then once I was like taking a break and I was just looking at other opportunities and just not playing video games as much in general, just going outside, just just experiencing life, I guess, because it's hard. It's hard to not do that whenever you're just having to play 12 hours a day. But just I feel like I could do it, especially with the new game and change, and seeing how many rookies were being promoted. I was like, I feel like I can definitely do it now.
Did you try in the preseason or postseason last year in order to get into the signing window the first time around?
Uh, I don't, I don't. I mean, yeah, kinda, but I definitely don't think I played as well as I did in 2020. So when I did 2020 tryouts, I think I played really good. Then when I did these tryouts at the end of 2021, I don't think I played that well. So I think that killed a lot of my motivation as well, because it's like, okay, well, I'm just messing up in these tryouts. Time to just, I don't know, go work somewhere or something.
Right. What are your personal goals then this season? You made it. That's
Mm,
first goal
yeah.
done. So what's the
Now I
new
got
goal?
next goal. Uh, to become like a star player, like to be like a player that people talk about when like the game's over and done with. Just like when people talk about like if the game were to end right now and Overwatch was just gone, people would talk about Sparkle, Hanbin, Kevster, Birdring, just a bunch of people. Like I want to be in that list basically, and I want to have the number one Genji in the league as well.
Is that your favorite pick?
Oh yeah, that or Hanzo.
What if the meta required you to maybe run double hit scan? Do you think that's something you're also comfortable like covering
Oh
theoretically?
yeah, I'll definitely. Um, it's one of those things where I just need a little bit of practice time and I can get right back in the groove of playing Hitscan. Like if I wanted to, and I got enough time to prep for it, then I could play Hitscan at a confident level, I believe.
Right. Now, the next 3 matches, you guys got your work cut out for you, right?
Yes.
With the Justice that are looking very sharp. Of course, the Fuel that are always looking very sharp, and then the Outlaws, who I mean, there's some volatility there with that team, but once
Mm,
again, like they just got to win against the Mayhem, which are no slouches. So, what's
mm.
the goal considering the competition here for the rest of the stage?
Um, I mean, I want to say to try to beat all of them, but it's very, very going to be very, very hard for that to happen. Because we have so much to learn, I'd say as a team. Because I'm also being brought in like 2 months after people have been scrimming together, so I have to catch up as well, but also bond with my teammates and get to know them more, basically, and just become friends so we can trust each other more in game. But I'd say just just try to get the best, I guess, learning experience because winning those matches are going to be really really hard. It would take like a lot of prep work, a lot of hard work, and a lot of just a lot of things that it just probably we want to happen, but it's going to be very hard. So realistically speaking, just try to learn as much as we can from those matches to move on to the next stage. Because if any of the fans that are watching this, like have faith in us in in the later stages, I think that's when we'll really start to blossom and groom. As right now we're still kind of in the learning areas because it's just it's been hard for the team to adjust to WB2 and me myself. So.
For sure. I mean, your teammates also had to largely adjust to low pings
Mm.
and whatnot. I
Oh
imagine
yeah.
that was a change. But yeah, then we wish you the best of luck in the preparation for those pretty challenging matches, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you.